Hey guys, so is about, I don't really know, well, it's like tidbits of everything, so it's kind of preparing, you know, like getting ready to go. This video is going to be like a mishmash of information about the program and about preparations of getting ready. So, no it's not, no it's not, no it's not, never mind, I lied to you all, I'm sorry. The video is going to be like a mishmash of a few points of getting ready to be an exchange student, and packing won't be included in this video, this will be a different video. But today I'll start off with the blazer, because I said I'd make a video about it, and here it is. I believe Rotary is the only program.
Hello, this is Patrick.
Oh, not amused. I believe Rotary is the only program that has blazers, but I really like the significance kind of it. It's just makes you feel, first it makes you feel really businessy when you wear it, like, oh, I'm in the Rotary program, toodly-doo, how are you, my lady? I'm all businessy, I'm international, oh my god. The significance of it is actually, you are, well, that's another point I'm going to bring up, pins. For Rotary, you need some pins. Whether you make them, whether you buy them, they need to be representative of your area. If you live in America, you can make it based off America as a whole, or your state in particular. Same with Canada, you know, country or a province. You can just do it as a whole, or your specific area, city, town, prefecture, state, province, wherever you live. I actually got this idea, like right when they said that we needed pins, I immediately thought of this because, side note, do you ever get a feeling where, like, you just remember certain parts of your past or your childhood, just like certain snidbits? You know, you may forget a lot of stuff, but there are certain points where you remember really well. I remember doing craftsy stuff and making these pins. So right when they said, oh, you're gonna need pins to give out to other exchange students, I was like, boom, this is what I'm doing. It's really, go away! Go! Leave! Thank you! Go away! No! Leave! Go! Go away. Thank you. I ended up making 130 or so, and don't regard like the pins on top, but these are all the ones that I made, and they're different blues because I ran out of a certain blue, had to get a different blue. So this is about 130, but now that I have one, I gave one to my friend, probably 128. Took a lot of time to make. It's just really annoying because, and I feel bad for the other students, because when I take it out, it's like all jumbled up in a mess. So I have to take time, you know, I have to kind of explain it like, oh, the thing that you seal it with, you hold it with your left hand and then decipher it from there. And it also is kind of annoying to put on here. But I mean, once you do, it stays on pretty, or of course it stays on pretty well as a pin. But I mean, it doesn't get as jumbled, so it's pretty cool. And then when I was at my last orientation, there was this guy, I guess he has like a side business making specialty pins, like if you just want to get it from him. And I was walking out with my friend, and this lady just comes over, she's like, oh, you guys going to Japan? I was like, oh yeah. She said, oh, you know, the guy here, he just had some pins he wanted to give out, and, you know, these are free pins, because he's actually charging for them. So it's actually this one right here, with the American flag and the Japanese flag. So I'll be giving out a few of those as well. Those are my personal pins. I may be getting more, because even though I've like over 100, you'd think that'd be good. I've heard of kids who have brought, or who should bring at least 250. I've heard of people who brought 400, and they were like out with 2 months left of their exchange. I don't know, we'll see. And then, I'm such a loner, I didn't get that many pins yet. I feel so awesome because I'm like adding to my collection, and as you leave for your country and you meet these other exchange students and you're exchanging your pins and you're getting pins, you know, I've most of the exchange students I've seen just fill up their jackets, and it's a great source of memories. Or if you look at a certain pin, you're like, oh, I remember the person that gave me that, or oh, this crazy story how I got that pin. So it's just a great significance of like looking like a professional, a sense of belonging and community within the Rotary program, and just a great source of memories. And you get all these cool pins from around the country. Who doesn't want that? I don't know. Although there is this weird tradition of, well, I heard it from this one rebound, which I'll explain what that is when I make a video about the Rotary program as a whole. But I heard from this one rebound that it was a tradition to get condoms from your host country and pin them to your blazer. I'm not doing that. Whoever made that up probably thought it was a cool joke, and just it's so dumb. But actually at the last orientation, I saw a girl who had some on hers. I'm not gonna do that personally, but that's what I've heard. Last thing I want to discuss for this video is gifts. Gifts are so important to Rotary and host families, and especially in Asia, especially in Japan. The Japanese. Gifts are so important. What I've heard, you just, as like for a generic note for everyone going to any country, bring gifts for your host family, because they're bringing you to your home and teaching you the way of life. Any friends that you may grow close to, someone who gave you a ride somewhere, someone who let you sleep over, had dinner at their house. And then there's also thank you notes, which I think gifts are kind of cooler, but thank you notes too. If you want to bring like a bunch of postcards from your area, the main thing is if anyone does anything for you at all that helps include you, invite you to an event, helps you get to that event, whatever it is, write a thank you note or bring a small gift, and it makes them feel so much better about having invited you, and you'll get invited again. It's just a nice, beautiful cycle. So that's why I made a lot more pins too, because if I don't run into a lot of exchange students, I can still give them out, and Japanese people would love it because it has the American flag, represents me and my country. Some of the gifts I've been thinking to give to host families. Reminds me, if any of my host moms, host dads, host siblings are watching this video right now, pause it, get away from this video, because I'm spoiling some of the gifts that I may be giving if I haven't given them out already. Just don't watch if you want to be surprised, because I really want to show it, but if you see it, it really defeats the purpose. I don't know if you guys know what perler beads are. It's where you have the tray and you put the plastic beads in, you iron it, and it makes a design. It's really cool. I started doing it a long time ago, and I thought it was really cool for 2D stuff, but then I always forget you can do 3D things. So like I started with a small structure, and then the second one I made actually looks like this. I don't know if you can see all of it. It's pretty long actually. Ooh, so pretty. It's supposed to be the Statue of Liberty, if you can't see the back. This I got from a palette online, like a design, like fill in the blank with this color. Although, if you're going to do the Statue of Liberty in particular, I recommend pulling up the help guide design from the Perler Beads website, and then look at pictures of it from other people, because these light blues and the light greens, even though they look really different on here, for some reason on the design on the official website, they're like, you can barely notice the difference. So I got to about here when I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I looked up a picture. There was a guy who had much different colors, like different blues and greens, and I could follow along from there. This I'm going to give to one of my host families as like a cool, you know, trinket. Reminds them of the United States. I also want to make a stand, but I need to calculate like how long it needs to be to keep it firm. And then another thing I made I give as like a cool knick-knack kind of gift. I did this from hand, so it's gonna look a little shoddy. Like from design point of view, there was no template for it online, and especially when I showed it to my mom and some of my friends, were like, "Is that the Eiffel Tower?" But hopefully, I'm hoping that when I show my host families, they'll get it. It's supposed to be, well, can you guess? No. It's supposed to be Tokyo Tower, which is just a really big tower that I think helps with internet and whatnot. And it's three-dimensional, and if you really want, I could probably do a tutorial on this. That'd be really cool. I'm hoping, though, that, you know, they'll get it, or if they don't, I tell them, they're like, oh, that's really cool, or at least fake it, because this took so much time. It was so annoying, because, where was it? Was it this one, I think, like this top thing? For some reason, I kept mixing up one of the reds with the whites, and I had to re-iron it 3 different times, and you have no idea how hard it is when it's already ironed, and you want to fix a specific part, and I had to cut with scissors off, and re-iron it, and it was really aggravating, but it's done. I think it looks pretty good. And the legs aren't actually connected, because you can see, like, they're connected by spaces and extra beads added on, but these are, I just hot glued, gunned it on. And so these are the 2 gifts I have so far. I'm gonna buy some stuff online, like sports jerseys. I really need to stop talking in case there are some of my host families looking. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. But yeah, those are some things to keep in mind if you want to be, especially a Rotary Exchange student, because that's what my whole channel is going to be about, because that's the program I'm going through with. Yes, English. Good English very much. Yes. Those are some tidbits I thought I'd give you guys. I'll make another video about the Rotary program as a whole and how to get started, so you too can become an exchange student. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you gained some information from this. See you guys later. Bye!